wants to potentially be a majority owner, I think underestimated. We went to some degree through sourcing, through diligence, but now they made the investment, they have to service. Do they really have the experience in knowing how to hire and fire C-level, how to motivate and get the right leader, understanding people, helping on the board to drive a more successful business? This is really time, rolling up the sleeves. Are they really prepared for this?
I think it really is family dependent. In a lot of ways, I feel like on a relative basis, families are often best equipped more on the operational side, particularly if they already have operating businesses, in dealing with a lot of these challenges relative to the upfront origination and deal execution, which is often, very different than what, if you ran a business, you may have sold it once. You weren't selling businesses and buying businesses every day. And so it's a very different skill set on a relative basis. But it is a fair point, because often you're going to be buying a business or controlling a business in an industry that might be different than what you were from. And, I think, one thing that's important to recognize is, the time commitment is not only significant. I would say, on average, for a meaningful investment, you're probably spending, at least 5 to 10 hours a week from a board perspective, looking at your investment, being in communication with the CEO, et cetera. But I think it's also really important to budget the times when your deal doesn't go well, because the reality is that it doesn't take too much time when a deal is going fine and everything is on autopilot and everybody is happy. But inevitably, mistakes happen. People, can have accidents. People leave, et cetera. And that's when, there's an extreme burden that often is placed on your time. So, oftentimes when I talk to families around, when we're investing directly, should we invest in a few very large companies, or should we invest in, a lot of very small investments? It's really a question around the return on your time, right? The one thing that you can't make more of is time. And so, one of the things that when you're deploying your capital is really saying, okay, this is the amount of time I have to dedicate to this. And this is the maximum number of investments that I can realistically deploy, and be within the, kind of the hour commitments that I want to do. And so there's often economies of scale of doing deals in terms of bigger deals, but also economies of scale in terms of focusing on an industry or a geography. Because, for example, if you have multiple investments all within the Mid-Atlantic, you can basically go once a quarter and visit all of your portfolio companies in a week, as opposed to continually being on a plane. So these are considerations that, I guess to answer in short, yes, it's time consuming, but you also should be strategic about how you think about it so that you can get as much leverage on your time as possible.